Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we're looking at the Land Rover Defender 90 done in a gunmetal grey colour. This car features in the 2023 N case. This is a very new car. The N case is just rolling out here in the UK, and I know you guys in America haven't even seen this case yet. Quite a lot of America is still on the M case, or is just getting the M case. So I hope to bring this review early to you so you can kind of get a good look at this car and see what you are expecting from this car, to be entirely honest. And obviously I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this car at the end of the video. I actually found this car in a local ASDA store at £2.40, very expensive, the most expensive price I've ever seen a Hot Wheels sold for. For some reason the long carded cars sell for £2.40 in ASDA, yet the short carded cars are £1.90. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just because the long card cars are from a new box that maybe costs more for the stores to get in, or maybe somebody who scans the items in and decides the prices believes that the short cards are worth less than long cards and thinks they are two different items. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, let's talk about the real life version of this car and the facts that go with it. So this car in real life started production in 1984 and went all the way to 2001. The power in this car ranged from 68 horsepower all the way up to 182 horsepower, and the best engine for this car was a 4-litre V8 engine which produced 182 horsepower, and this engine was produced from 1990 to 1993. This engine also had a top speed of 140 km per hour, which is 87 miles per hour, and had a 0 to 60 in 13.4 seconds. Not very impressive, to be entirely honest, but obviously this car is not made for speed in the slightest. This car did have a pretty impressive torque figure though, being 312 Newton meters, which converts to 230 pound-feet of torque. That figure is pretty decent, to be entirely honest, and you really can't complain for this type of car. Obviously this is meant to be like an off-roading kind of car. A lot of farmers here in the UK, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of farmers, had this car, as well as off-road car enthusiasts were all over this car as well. In the 1990s, this car had a very low starting price of what I could find, £4,800, which converts to $6,000. Now if you want one of these things, it will cost you about £6,500, which is about $8,100. All the way up to, so if you want a really good example of this car, about £15,000, which converts to $18,700. Anyways, that's it for the facts about this car. Now onto the actual Hot Wheels model showcase. Alright, kicking off this showcase, so first of all take a look at the side of this car, and I'll first of all mention the wheel choice on this thing. So this car is rolling on the 5-spoke Baja wheels, which have been painted in black. These wheels actually debuted in 2018, so they're not a new wheel, but they do actually suit this car fantastically. I think the grey and the black go very nicely with each other. As for the actual colour of the car, I've already mentioned this. This car is painted in a gunmetal grey colour, or technically just a metallic dark grey. As for the actual tamper work on this car, it is plentiful. So first of all, we do have a little bit of what is meant to be metal plating there on the very rear fender of this car, and we also have some more along the side skirt of the car. It is created using black tampo, and then the screws are represented through silver tampo little dots, as you can see. They run all the way along it, and then on the rear fender you can see there are 3 screws there. You can also see there is a nice Hot Wheels logo, which has also been tampoed in silver just above this nice pinstriping, which runs from the very rear of the car all the way to the side skirt of the car. That pinstriping is done in a dark grey colour, and it also has this bluey green colour in it as well. It's almost a turquoise colour. Looks quite nice. Kind of random though to see that colour appear, but again, it does suit the car. You can also see the Defender writing has also featured on this car and is done in silver tampo, as well as that fuel filler cap, which is a very interesting design from Land Rover. That's kind of how it is on the real car. It's very off-road and kind of high military almost looking. Really durable look in this car, and very boxy, which just adds to that durable look. And that fuel filler cap is actually done in black tampo as well. You can also see the door handles also being done in black tampo, and you can also see there is a nice Land Rover badge which has been done in grey and silver tampoing. There has also been a nice vent done, which is actually in the metal casting, but also has been tampoed in black tampo. And the final detail on the side in terms of tampo work is this nice side indicator or side marker lights. A few final things I do want to talk about is the side skirt of this car is created using the black plastic base. I will also mention that this casting does feature wing mirrors, very excited to see that. And I'll also mention that this casting does have its front windows wound up. Anyways, onto the front of the car. Alright, so taking a look at the front of this car then, there is no tamper work on the actual front of the car, but you can see the entire front grille section as well as the headlights and the front bumper of this car are all created using either the black base plastic or the black interior plastic. It's very difficult to decide which one that is, but either way, it is done in black, and that's really all you need to know. You can see the headlights have actually been carved out, so you could add your own details using Sharpie or acrylic paint. You can also see an off-road shield appears underneath the car as well. Lots of off-roady type cars did have one of these. It kind of protects the underside of the car, and that is created using the black base plastic. And you can see obviously it's got loads of little details in it, lots of little bumps which are made to represent the holes which would be found in the real one, if of course this was a real car. This is not a real car, but if this was a real car and it did have one of these, it would have holes in it. That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Anyways, I will take a look at the hood right now as well. There is actually quite a nice amount of tampo work here as well. So first of all, we have the Land Rover writing, which has been done in silver tampo. You can also see the nice bulge on the hood does have a nice amount of tampo. It's all done in black, and you can also see this nice 90 logo. That's obviously referencing that this car is the Land Rover Defender 90. Nice little thing to see there. It's quite a nice detail to see. I really do like that when Hot Wheels add these little kind of secrets. Final thing I'm going to talk about whilst we're here is this casting does actually feature windshield wipers on the plastic, which is made to represent the glass of the real life car. Really happy to see that. It's a small detail, definitely doesn't make or break the car for me, but I love to see it there. It just adds that detail, as I've said. Anyways, that's it for the front of this car. Now let's move on to the next side of the car. Alright, so taking a look at the next side of this car, it is the exact same as the previous side, so I'm not going to bore you on anything but this. You can obviously pause the video and have a look for yourself. The only difference here is that the fuel filler cap is not on this side, it's on the other side. We've already talked about that. Alright, so taking a look at the rear of this car, there is no tampo work here. However, there are quite a few details carved out in the metal casting. First of all, we do have the rear lights, which you could add your own details using Sharpie or acrylic paint. Next up, we do have the license plate holder. Again, you could add your own details, but this time it would be using something like a permanent sticker. And that's really the only details that are missing on the rear. You can also see there is a nice spare tyre, which is created using the black interior plastic. I'm 100% sure that it is the interior plastic and not the base plastic. You can also see the mud flaps on this car, as well as the rear bumper of this car, have been created using the black base plastic. Super nice to see that. Makes it look a lot more realistic and acts as a nice colour split. You can also see the nice windows, which are accurate to the real life Defender 90 of this era. Really kind of iconic look where there was 3 rear windows, a really unusual look as well. But anyways, that's really it for the rear of the car, nothing much more to talk about. Let's take a look at the top of the car and then we'll get on to my final thoughts and review. Alright, so taking a look at the top of this car, there's really not a whole lot going on, but I will tell you everything that's going on, to be honest. So there's no tampo work here, but the only details that we do see here are in the actual metal casting itself. So first of all, we do have 4 ribs on the top of this car. These in real life do just add a little bit more structural integrity, and you do see it on lots of 4x4s and off-road vehicles. The final thing that you do see up here is this nice sunroof, which is created using the window plastic. Really nice to see that, once again accurate to the real life car. But anyways, that is it for the showcase of this car. Now let's move on to my final thoughts and review on this thing. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review on this car. I really do like this casting. I think it's done fantastically. I love the addition of the wing mirrors, they look very realistic. You can also see the addition of the windshield wipers, love that as well, and I think the colour choice of this car is great with the grey on black. Just fantastic. I think it makes it look a lot more, off-road style, a bit more aggressive looking, and a lot more like heavy duty and durable looking. I also really do think the tampo work suits this car fantastically. Love the inclusion of the indicator lights on the side as well. The only thing that really could have been improved, but I am bearing in mind that this is a mainline, is obviously the rear light details not being there, and also the front light details. But again, this is a mainline, so I'm gonna rate it as a mainline. And this is not being rated against premium cars, otherwise it would be very unfair because they're totally different price points. But anyways, I'm going on a rant here. So that does lead me on to my score out of 10. When I have this car out of 10, it's going to be receiving a very solid and respectable 9 out of 10. There you go. I really do like this casting, and yeah, I really like the colour choice as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you rate this car higher? Do you rate it lower? Let me know why. And yeah, that's really it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you're not missing any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or any groups who may be interested in this video. Remember, don't feel pressure if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way to the end means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until this point. But anyways, that is it for this video, so I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.